ask you, how hard is it for someone to retire early?
You know, sometimes it's harder than people think, and sometimes it's easier than people think. And
Really?
I think you can break down retirement in a lot of ways.
Okay.
The simple equation that I like to use, very simple equation, is three things. What do you have? How much is it earning? And what are you spending? Right? If we have those three things, then we can plan for market crashes. We can plan for tax rate hikes. We can plan for an extra $20,000, $30,000 to spend on a crazy vacation with the kids,
Yeah.
right? We can build all that into the plan, but that's the core. And once we have that core, everything else is kind of secondary. So I had a couple come in midway through last year. We'll call them Jeff and Jamie to protect their
Identity.
Yes. We have aliases.
Yep.
So Jeff and Jamie were 55, and in their mind, they wanted to retire and they wanted to prepare for it. Great, come see me. But they didn't think that they could retire until 65.
Really?
Because for them, health insurance was such a hurdle, right? And 65 is when you get Medicare. It makes, obviously, when you're not spending an extra X amount of money every month to cover that health insurance, it makes it a lot easier to consider retirement. But for them, they had saved over $5 million.
Wow.
They were spending about $100,000 a year, right? So again, with them, what we needed to isolate in that meeting was what's most important to you, right? Is retiring early and getting out of the stress of that job that you really haven't liked? Because, is that really the key for you?
Right.
Or, is it more important for you to continue to build and work as long as you can to leave as much money behind? And for me, I love my children. I've got 3 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
My goal isn't to leave as much money to them as I can.
Sure.
Right. My goal is for all of us to enjoy our lives together.
Yes.
That's really. That's just my focus. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not putting that on anybody else. But so for them, it was just figuring out how we can incorporate the cost of health insurance into a plan. And a lot of people know this. A lot of people don't know this. The cost of healthcare before Medicare can be very much income-based, right? So how much income are you showing will determine, and in a lot of cases, in many cases, how much you are paying for health insurance. It doesn't matter how much money you have behind you or how many zeros are in your bank account, right? What is the actual income? And so in their scenario, we could create a plan where they were only showing extra income 1 out of every 3 years, and which would keep the health insurance costs pretty low and allow them to retire a lot earlier without having to worry about that extra expense. Right? And so it all depends on where their money is and where it needs to come from, and creating a plan for it. But a lot of cases, we can, I don't want to say manipulate, but we can create a plan for your income and retirement in a way that's very tax efficient, especially in a situation like that. So, I think you need to isolate what are the hurdles, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have enough money, you don't have enough money.
Yeah.
That's a reality. You can't just, but, because you can always either work longer or spend less, right?
Yeah.
Those are always the options.
Sure.
So, how important is it for you to retire early? And let's figure that out. Let's get through it together.